Great good news this morning. Lacey PD Sergeant Detective tells us that those two officers are recovering at home, treated and released for stab wounds they suffered here. Now you can see that the crime scene investigators and detectives are still out here collecting evidence this morning. This all actually started around 8 o'clock last night. Officers called to the apartment along with the fire department to handle a fire here. Once those first responders got there, things took a bizarre twist.
When the officers arrived to speak with the individual that had set the fire, both of the officers were pepper sprayed by that individual.
Probable cause to arrest the guy for assault, so they called in a crisis expert to try to negotiate with him. The man refused to talk or surrender for that arrest. Next step, a search warrant. That way, they could enter the apartment. That's when Sergeant Shannon Barnes tells us the man, who's in his 70s, ambushed the officers, stabbing them. She said one of the officers was able to fire his weapon, hitting the man and stopping that attack. The man was airlifted to the hospital in Tacoma in critical condition. Again, Sergeant Barnes tells us those officers treated and released from the hospital overnight. The Capital Metro Independent Investigations Team is now in charge of this investigation, and they will be sorting out all of the details to determine exactly what led up to this and what happened. Live in Olympia, Denise Whitaker, KOMO News.
And this is a continuation of a troubling trend we've seen over the last 3 weeks. 3 local law enforcement officers killed, 2 of those happening in the line of duty. The other died after being attacked while off duty in Las Vegas.
The community of Everett backing the police department as it prepares for next week's memorial for Officer Dan Rocha. This week, businesses and residents will turn the city blue with ribbons and lights in support of all local law enforcement officers. Monday's ceremony is set for 1 p.m. We will carry it live right here on KOMO. Officer Rocha died in the line of duty a week ago while trying to arrest a wanted fugitive. Suspect Richard Rotter is now facing first-degree murder charges.
Preston, Jordan Brown died a very terrifying and violent death, and tonight the pot shop where he was killed is still closed, and police are telling us the teen suspects we've been telling you about are still in the wind. We were first to show you surveillance video of teen fugitives Montrell Hatfield and Marshawn Jones violently and brazenly robbing marijuana dispensaries around Pierce and King counties. Police say they're behind at least 10 holdups. Detectives say Hatfield's distinctive limp from a prosthetic leg and Jones's bushy square eyebrows have been critical in connecting the robberies, including this takeover at the Mary Mart.
They were pushed around, guns pointed in their faces, guns pointed at their heads, pushed to the ground. A lot of them have not been able to come back to work.
In the robbery at World of Weed, they're now charged with the murder of worker Jordan Brown. New Pierce County charging documents say during that holdup, Hatfield and the victim got into a struggle. Hatfield's prosthetic leg was even exposed during the tussle. Then police say while they were on the ground, Jones fired a shot. The bullet hit Jordan in the neck. He died.
Touched forever. Their lives are altered forever. And our goal is to apprehend these two safely so they are safe and the public's safe.
We also first told you in February the teens were arrested in this Federal Way pawn shop robbery, but judges released them and put them on house arrest despite prosecutors objecting. 3 days before the World of Weed robbery, they cut off their ankle bracelets.
This is a terrible tragedy, and judges can't see the future. You know, they have hard decisions. What we can do is what we did, and what we'll keep doing is when people use guns in crimes, go to court and say, this is our serious concern for public safety.
While the teens stay on the run, the victims hope for justice.
Shame on the system for allowing this to continue. That means that there are people that were victims of violent crime here in the city of Tacoma that was totally preventable.
Yeah, you can see behind me that unit there completely burned out. That's where the man lived who went to the hospital. He's there right now. We've not been told his condition yet. The fire started a little before 3 this morning. That fire quickly filled the front of the unit with flames. Neighbors were able to get out, but that one man did have to be taken out by firefighters. We talked to a woman in a nearby unit.
I heard a yell, and then I heard the beeping like fire alarm. I live in number 6. I went opened the front door and heard another yell, and I saw the flames just pouring out the front window and up onto the roof. So I ran to number 5, tried to dial 911. I think I hit my calculator or something, but hit number 5, beat on the door, made sure that they answered and then went back and got everybody out of my house. And then I know the people downstairs, I could hear them beating on doors downstairs to get everybody out.
Do that because we can go do that whenever you're ready.
Hi, everyone. I'm Preston Phillips from KOMO News. Thanks for checking out the KOMO YouTube channel. You can see more of our videos right here by clicking on the video links for more news from the Seattle area and Western Washington. Oh, and don't forget to click the subscribe button below so you don't miss our YouTube updates.